Have you ever had that moment where everything just pauses? You wake up, stare at the ceiling, and think, what am I even doing with my life? You go to work, you answer texts, you post stories, you hang out, but something underneath it all feels hollow. It's not depression, it's not burnout, it's awakening. There's this quiet but powerful realization that the life you've been living maybe, even succeeding at isn't really yours. It was designed for you, by society, by family expectations, by fear of being left behind, but something deeper is stirring now. You're starting to see through the surface. You're no longer satisfied with noise. You crave meaning, and that craving, it's the beginning, the start of a journey not toward success as the world defines it, but toward alignment. And here's the truth. That journey doesn't begin with travel or some grand transformation. It starts with awareness. You can't change what you won't face. And most people never face themselves. They keep the volume up. They stay busy. They numb, they distract, but not you. Because you're still listening right now, that means something inside you is awake enough to want more. More clarity, more truth, more intention. Yes, it's scary. Taking control of your life doesn't come with a map. But let me offer you this. You're not behind. You're right on time. This feeling you have, it's not weakness. It's not confusion. It's your inner self knocking, saying, hey, it's time we talked. So today, we begin not by fixing anything, but by simply noticing. Noticing where you've been on autopilot. Noticing which choices feel like yours, and which feel inherited. Noticing the parts of your day that give you energy, and the parts that drain you. This isn't the final answer. It's the first step. And sometimes, that's the bravest one. Welcome to the beginning of your shift. Welcome home to yourself. You're not to blame for what shaped you. The wounds, the fears, the coping mechanisms. You didn't choose your childhood, your early environment, or the narratives handed to you before you even knew what a self was. But here's the truth. You're not a child anymore. And while none of it may have been your fault, what happens next is your responsibility. That's a tough pill to swallow. It's so much easier to wait. Wait for a mentor to find you. Wait for a relationship to heal you. Wait for some job, move, or a miracle to come, fix everything. But no one's coming. No one's coming to apologize for what happened. No one's coming to push you to get up early. No one's coming to rescue you from the spiral of overthinking or self-sabotage. It sounds harsh, but in that harshness is freedom. Because once you stop waiting, you start moving. Once you stop blaming, you start building. And once you accept radical responsibility, you unlock power that can't be taken away. This doesn't mean shame. This doesn't mean you should carry the weight of everything that's ever gone wrong. It means you finally understand. I am the one who gets to write this next chapter. It's not about control. It's about authorship. You can't control everything life throws at you, but you absolutely control how you respond, how you rebuild, and how you rise. Look around your life right now. What's in your control that you've been ignoring? Is it your health? Your friendships? Your finances? Maybe it's the way you talk to yourself when no one's listening. You don't need permission to start. You just need a decision to stop waiting, to stop blaming, to stop outsourcing your power to circumstances, to people, to luck. Responsibility isn't a burden. It's your ticket out of victimhood, out of stagnation, out of loops that never end. This is your moment. You can keep handing over the pen, or you can start writing. Most people want to change their life without changing themselves. They want new outcomes with the same beliefs, new relationships with the same wounds, new goals with the same habits. But transformation doesn't work that way. You can't build a new life on top of an outdated version of you. That's why the real work begins inside, before anyone else sees a thing, before your success becomes visible, before the globe, the applause, the results. There's a demolition process. and it feels like chaos. Old belief systems will fight to survive. You'll hear voices that say, "Who do you think you are?" or "This isn't you." You'll find yourself doubting, hesitating, grieving parts of your identity that no longer fit but felt safe. It's disorienting because growth means letting go of versions of yourself that once kept you alive. The overachiever, the people pleaser, the perfectionist, those roles once protected you. But now, they're your prison. You're not broken. You're under construction. That means your inner world may feel messy, uncertain, even lonely at times. But that's not failure. That's renovation. And every builder knows. You have to tear down what doesn't belong to make room for something better. Here's the powerful part. You get to choose what stays, which values you'll rebuild with, which boundaries, rituals, and truths become your new foundation. You're not returning to the old version of you. You're not chasing someone else's model of success. You're becoming someone you've never met before, someone built from alignment, not expectation. And yes, it will be quiet at first. You'll feel invisible, misunderstood. You'll miss the comfort of the old you, even while you're becoming stronger. But stay in it. Stay with the process. Because on the other side of the inner demolition is a version of you who no longer flinches at silence. A version of you who no longer seeks validation to breathe. A version of you who leads, not reacts. Let this be the season where you don't rush to rebuild too quickly. Let yourself crumble with intention, because from the pieces, you'll rise clearer, bolder, truer than ever before. Look, we like to think we're immune, that we can be around negativity, chaos, gossip, or laziness and still somehow stay grounded, focused, and driven. But we're human, and as humans, we absorb what surrounds us. Think about it. When was the last time you left a conversation feeling heavier? Not because something tragic happened, but because the energy felt draining. Or worse, when you shared something vulnerable, and someone made you feel small for it. The people around you matter, more than we admit. Because growth is not just personal, it's environmental. You're doing the work. You're rebuilding from the inside. But if the people in your circle are stuck in loops you've already outgrown, that's going to pull you back. Not because they're bad people, but because your evolution triggers their stagnation. Let that sink in. Your growth will make some people uncomfortable. Your boundaries will frustrate those who benefited from your lack of them. Your consistency will shine a light on someone else's avoidance. And that's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to protect your peace. Curating your circle isn't about cutting everyone off and living in a cave. It's about alignment. Who understands your vision without needing proof. Who celebrates your growth without secretly competing with it. Who holds you accountable when you drift off course without judgment. You don't need a crowd. You need a crew. Even 2 or 3 aligned people can change everything. Because real friendships don't drain you. They expand you. They remind you who you're becoming, not who you used to be. And yes, sometimes that means spending more time alone. Sometimes that means having hard conversations. Sometimes it means grieving connections that no longer fit who you are. But remember, the people you surround yourself with are either helping you evolve or helping you stay the same. Choose wisely, because energy is contagious and your environment is either your fuel or your fire extinguisher. This season of your life is too important to be surrounded by noise. Let your circle be intentional. Let it reflect your direction, not your past. It's easy to be inspired for a weekend, harder to stay committed on a Tuesday morning. But that's where your real life is built, in the mundane, unglamorous moments that no one claps for. You don't become disciplined by reading about habits. You become disciplined by doing the boring stuff consistently, even when motivation is gone. You don't meditate once, you make it a ritual. You don't journal on your good days. You write especially on your hard ones. Here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your systems. Your routines shape your nervous system, your mindset, your emotional regulation. They are your scaffolding during hard seasons. And they silently transform you when no one's watching. Want more clarity? Start your day without your phone. Want confidence? Stack small wins before 9 a.m. Want focus? Stop reacting to every notification like it's urgent. You don't need a 10-step morning routine or some influencer's checklist. You need rhythm, something simple, something yours, something that makes you feel like you're leading your day, not chasing it. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. Yes, you'll want to quit. But every time you show up for yourself, you prove to your brain, we do hard things now. Your identity is built in repetition, and the version of you you're trying to become, they already have routines. They already have structure, so live like them now. You didn't start the fire, but you're holding the extinguisher. We inherit pain we never asked for, fear, scarcity, silence, passed down like family recipes we never agreed to follow. But unless you face it, you'll repeat it. You'll build relationships from wounds. You'll sabotage goals the moment they get close. You'll relive old dynamics in new cities, new jobs, new faces. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means interrupting. It means choosing to feel what your parents, your culture, your younger self didn't feel safe enough to feel. It means learning how to sit with discomfort instead of escaping it. It means letting go of survival patterns, so you can finally live. No, healing is not glamorous. It's crying during journaling. It's pausing before reacting. It's forgiving people who will never apologize. But here's the beautiful part. When you heal, you change the timeline. You show your future kids something different. You attract partners from wholeness, not wounds. You stop making chaos feel like home. You get to stop the cycle with you. And that is legacy. Peace isn't found, it's created. Not in Bali, not in a perfect job, not in someone else's arms. It's created in your nervous system, in your breath, in your boundaries. The world teaches us to chase dopamine. Peace asks us to practice presence. It's choosing silence over noise, slowness over speed, substance over stimulation. It's saying no to the things that cost too much of your energy even if they're popular, even if they're expected. It's understanding that just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's empty. Sometimes, peace is awkward. It reveals how loud your inner world is. But the more you sit with it, the more peace becomes your baseline, not anxiety. And from that place, you build everything better. Your business, your relationships, your creativity. They all grow from stillness, not stress. So if peace feels unfamiliar, keep practicing. Because once your nervous system learns calm, chaos feels unnatural. You were born enough. That's not a slogan, it's biology. But somewhere along the way, we learn we need to earn love. Through performance, through perfection, through being useful. So we wear masks. The high achiever, the chill friend, the fixer, the I'm fine person. All to avoid rejection. But masks suffocate. You can't build authentic relationships with a filtered version of you. You can't attract what aligns if you're hiding who you really are. The bravest thing you'll ever do is let yourself be seen, messy, real, imperfect, and trust that the right people will stay. More than stay, they'll meet you. When you start showing up honestly, your energy changes. You stop performing and start living, and that's when life begins to feel like yours again. Legacy isn't built in big moments. It's built in what you do when no one's watching. It's in the way you treat people who can't repay you. It's in the consistency no one applauds. It's in how you carry yourself in silence, not just on stage. You're not here to be famous. You're here to be impactful. We live in a world obsessed with being seen, but true fulfillment, it comes from living with values, not just visibility. The quiet moments you think don't matter, Those are the ones people remember. Kindness, presence, integrity, make those your brand. Asterisk, here it is. The moment you've waited, you've doubted, you've learned. But clarity doesn't come from more thinking. It comes from doing. You don't become ready and then start. You start tanned, then you become ready. Everything you need is already inside. Will it be perfect? No. Will it be messy? Absolutely. But messy action beats perfect delay, every time. Because motion creates momentum. And the person you're becoming, they're not waiting, they're deciding. So begin. Write the page. Start the podcast. Apply for the job. Say yes to the date. Say no to the thing draining you. Life rewards the brave. And bravery isn't fearlessness, it's movement with fear. This is your sign, not to change overnight, but to take one small, intentional step, today.